Hello, YouTube. This is Carol Lancy again, coming back to you about my weight loss journey. Today, there's a couple things I want to talk about. First off is my personal info. I've noticed through a lot of these videos that people don't really share a lot about themselves, what makes them them, and so on. It's all about the journey itself. Well, I think that a lot of what goes into the journey is about you and your personal likes, dislikes, history, so on. So I'm going to give you guys some of my information on that. And secondly, I'm going to also give you my 10 things that I will not miss about being morbidly obese. So we're going to start off first with the stats, because even though I haven't started my weight loss journey yet in the aspect of having the surgery, everyone wants to know how big you are. So they always check on the thing, and hopefully eventually they'll be like, oh my goodness, she's lost so much weight from this video to that. So I'll start with my stats. My highest weight was at 378. I'm currently at 320. I've lost quite a bit on my own. I have gone down as low as 300, but not past that. So we will start with my personal information. And a big part of that is my food history. Why am I fat? I know that a lot of people have had horrible, traumatic things happen to them that have caused them depression or other things that have made them overeat and have really bad outcomes with food. For me, I love food. It's very simple. My mother, growing up in the 60s and 70s, she was raised by a single mother. And for that day and age, it was very, very rare. And because of that, there were many times that I remember her telling me about times that they did not have food in the house. There wasn't enough to feed both mom and kids, and the kids would eat and mom would go without, or there would be very little, that they would all be sharing one can of SpaghettiOs for an entire meal. And because of that, my mom never wanted to deprive us, which I love my mother, and she passed away many years ago, and I will never fault her for what she did, because for everything she did, she wanted to do her best. But looking back on a health standpoint, it wasn't the best for me when it came to health. I never went without. There was times I remember waking up in the middle of the night and having ice cream. And this is a one vivid memory, because I remember I got up and I ate a whole bowl of ice cream. And the next night, my dad was bitching because there was no ice cream. My mom that morning realized that it was me, because she asked where the dishes came from that was in the sink that was empty. And I told her that I got up and had ice cream. And she defended me. She was like, oh, don't worry about it. We'll just tell Dad we ate it all. So instead of me being in trouble for getting up and eating a whole tub of ice cream in the middle of the night, it was covered. Mom told Dad, oh, it's okay, we all ate it. Sorry, I'll get some more. And she did. She always had an abundance. So for that, I decided I love food. I could eat what I want. It didn't matter. It wasn't a big deal. And then there were several health issues that happened as a kid. I mean, I broke my ankle several times, which put me on crutches, and that packed on quite a bit of pounds. And then from there on, it was just one thing after another. And I gained weight. I like food. There's another reason. I just really like food. The texture, the taste. So now, since I've lost so much weight, one of the main ways I did that was I seen actually an article or video blog online on YouTube, and the lady was talking about how to lose weight. And she said it's simple. Go back to the way that your grandparents, or depending on your age, your great-grandparents ate, and you will lose weight. And I really pondered that, and it's very true. In today's day and age, so many processed foods, this and the other, chocked full of calories. They're the cheapest foods too, which sucks for people on a budget. But they're the cheapest foods. I can make a whole meal of spaghetti for $2, $3. Easy. That doesn't mean it's healthy for you, calories-wise and nutrition-wise. So I started going with the more natural foods, meats, veggies, whole foods, nutrition-dense foods, and that's how I've been able to lose weight. The problem with that is I can still eat a ton of it. So even though I very much like the vegetables and the whole foods and all that, I really, really, really like them and overeat. So that's how I've lost weight, but yet still have not been able to get down past the point I'm at now. Some fun facts. Shows. I love zombies. It can be movies. It can be video games. It can be shows. The Walking Dead's amazing. I love zombies. Anything zombies, I'm down for. Have been for years. Ever since I was a kid. Love the Orange is the New Black, which I know many of you have mentioned because we just got the brand new season in the past couple weeks. Yay, finally finished it. Also, I love any kind of history shows, documentaries, anything like that. Love history. Even thought about doing a history major. I also just finished my associates in early childhood education, and I'm planning on starting my bachelor's degree in education in August. Just less than 2 weeks after I have my surgery. We'll see how that goes. I like gardening. Starting with the whole foods concept, I grew a garden. It turned out amazing. I have extended that probably tenfold the amount. And the hard thing is I'm living on a little 1/4 acre in-city plot. So I've had to find out all the zoning because we can't have any vegetables or fruits growing in the front yard, but we can't have them in the backyard. And I've also gotten chickens within the past several months, but I had to figure out the whole ordinance because my neighbor, which is lovely, likes to call the city on me any chance she get because we do live in city ordinance. So I found exactly how many chickens I can have and when I can have them and all the 9 yards and that. And the last fun fact, I like toe socks. I've always liked toe socks. And if it wasn't that they were so darn expensive, I would wear nothing but toe socks because I love them. And now that we're 7 minutes into this video, and I still haven't done my 10 things, I'll try to go through these a little quicker. 10 things I will not miss about being morbidly obese. 1, the seatbelt. I know many people have talked about the flight seatbelts, this and the other. I've only flown a few times, and yes, I did have to get the fat extender. My most memorable memory on the seatbelt is when I went to Elitch's, which is kind of a version of Six Flags here up in Denver. And we were on the old roller coaster ride, which of course, back when they made the old wooden roller coaster ride, people were skinny. So I get in there, and of course the seatbelt doesn't fit, and the guy comes over to check the belt like they always do before they send you on the ride. And there's another attendant down at the other end of the ride, since I was, towards the front. And he starts screaming from the front to the back, "We need a fat extender!" And the other guys go, "What? We need a fat extender! She can't fit in the seatbelt!" And the other guy's like, "Oh, okay, I'll get you the fat extender." Well, to let you know, I have not ridden that ride since. And that was back when I was in middle school. And it's kind of funny now, and I laugh at the memory of it, but at the time, I was devastated. I was a teenager, and that was not very good for the self-esteem. Yeah. So, I will not miss needing a fat extender. Also, number 2 is I will not miss using my belly as a table. Yes, I still do that. It's funny with my weight, and I will give a body shot here, hopefully in the not too near future. My legs are skinny, my arms are skinny. My head has lost tons of weight with me losing weight. My arms, legs, and head. My belly is still huge. It is my own table. I still, like a pregnant woman, fold clothes on my belly. I keep my plate on my belly. So that's one thing I will not miss, is using my belly as a table. Also, I worked with having my early childhood degree. I worked for many years in preschool before I decided to have my own children and take time off to raise my own children. And during preschool, we'd have to serve them lunch. And of course, there's all these little tables, and there's tons of kids around them here and there. And so you're squeezing through to serve lunch and breakfast and so on. Snack. every time I reached down to serve a kid, my belly would bang them in the back of the head. Children learn to keep their heads forward, bend forward, as I walked by them, so my belly would not hit them in the head. So that is one thing I will not miss after I lose the weight in surgery. Fourth, we're on number 4 now. Fabric. I will not miss, with this heat every summer, the yards and yards and yards and yards of fabric that I have to use to cover my body. I swear, I have enough fabric on my body at one point in time with every item of clothing to cover a queen-size bed. With that, it feels like you're covered in a blanket. And oh dear God, is that hot. I could totally deal without being covered in loads and loads of fabric. And sweating sucks. Hangers with the fabric. I have to have specific hangers that have the little loops so that I can hook my clothes around those loops to hang them in the closet. Otherwise, they fall off and they fall on the floor. So I will love to be able to hang my clothes on regular hangers like every other person and not having them fall on the floor. That's a big one for me. Especially since I do all the laundry. Dear God, I'm tired of finding me my hangers. Tongs. Okay, still with laundry. My washer and dryer. Actually, the washer went out. And so we, for the first time ever in our lives, bought brand new washer and dryers. And it's huge capacity, this, that, and the other. Well, because my belly's in the way, I can't reach to the bottom of the washer to get the stuff out to put it in the dryer. I have to use tongs to reach down in the bottom of the washer and pull the things out and put them in the dryer. Yeah, it sucks. I can't wait till this is gone and I can just reach into the bottom of my washer like a normal person. One of the things that I didn't say on my personals is I work at a food bank. Normally 2 times a month, and I love it. I don't work, I actually volunteer, and it has been just an amazing experience. So my number 7 is to work at the food bank without dying. Normally you get there about 8:30 in the morning, and you don't leave until like 5:30 at night. And it is so physically exhausting. Moving food, moving boxes, moving this, moving that, and everyone gets giant boxes of food, and it kills me. By the end of that, I normally need 2, even 3 days to recover from this event. And that goes along with anything massively. When I was completely rebuilding a new garden since I extended my gardens, oh my God, I thought that I was going to die. Because that is just way more physical activity than what I'm used to. So I will very, very much look forward to not having to feel like I'm dying by doing a lot of physical activity. Number 8, fitting in booths and chairs. All of us fat people, no. We ask for tables. And if you get a booth, because that's the only seat in the entire restaurant, you make sure that they're tables that can move back and forth so that your skinny partner, which normally is the case, can squeeze as you have enough room to sit. So yes, I will be very happy to have skinny booths and skinny chairs that I'm not afraid to break. And yes, I have broken chairs in the past. It's awesome. Number 9, the back pain and the hip pain. Yes, I know that this won't be cured 100% because I broke my back as a teenager. Awesome what falling down a flight of stairs can do to you. But I know that by losing the weight, the pain will be less. And by just having less pain, oh my goodness, I look forward to that more than almost anything when it comes to the weight loss. Okay, I kind of was supposed to do 10 things, but I couldn't figure out my 10 and 11, so I actually made 11. Number 10, I would love to be able to purchase clothes and lingerie at a reasonable price. for my size, any clothing that fits me is pricey. Normally online or at a specialty store or something like that. And yeah, it sucks. It sucks. It is so hard to find a style, which I don't have, and that's part of my bucket list. But to have a style, I don't have a style. It's what I can afford that would fit my body. And it sucks. And yes, I have, and I know this is too much information, but for the younger viewers, you might want to turn this off now. I have a very healthy sexual life. And buying lingerie for my size to, please the husband, oh my goodness, do you know how much that costs? I am so done with spending big bucks to look good. Seriously. So I can't wait till the day. No more of that. Absolutely would love to be able to buy cheap lingerie. Victoria's Secrets. They don't carry my size, so that would be awesome. Number 11, because I could not take one of those off to add this one in. I do enjoy running. I actually very much enjoy running. And I don't have bad knees. I don't have any of that, so that actually helps out a ton. But the one thing that I do not like about running is that my fat hits and claps for me as I run, applauding, yay, way to go for running. Because, of course, I have a giant belly that hangs down. I call it my falupa. I know a lot of people say apron, whatever. And it flaps and claps along my legs as I run. And yes, I know I'll have skin, but shapewear might be able to hold that in to where it's not clapping for me as I run. I don't need applause in that way. That is the end of my video for today. If you're still tuned, yeah, you're crazy. I want to mention that I am going to do a video about my bucket list for weight loss surgery. Chaz, which is brand new to the whole community, I hope you look him up, put down his skinny bucket list for VSG. And I loved the idea that having that bucket list that you have there, and as you lose the weight and you get to that point, you can record the videos. You can record you doing it or take pictures or have something to look forward to. So I absolutely love that. So I will be coming back to you with that. Also, I want to give some of my mental aspects on losing weight and that whole 9 yards, which I think the mental aspect is just as important as the physical losing pounds, which I know a lot of you have said. So for that, good night, you all, and I will see you tomorrow. Thank you. Bye.